I am live. That's what my little computer says to me. It says, you're live. Well, I'm glad because I wasn't live. This would be, I don't know what, a manifestation of a hallucination of the Matrix. And I would be just broadcasting to no one like normal. How's everybody today? Happy Sunday. Happy episode 148 of Randsanity. 62 to hit 200. 62 days. So that is what? We're in the 26th of October. So that would be the pretty much right around Christmas. Now that I think about that. I mean, literally, they'll be right on top of Christmas, potentially December the 24th. Right? Or yeah, maybe right around Christmas. Will be episode 200. All right. Let's see. See if we can make it. See if we can make it consecutively. Who knows what happens between now and then. Hope everyone had a great day. Today was an interesting day. I got visited by lots of friends. I sat out in the sunshine and just enjoyed the beautiful cloud-free day. Drank way too much coffee, but that was great. Had a wonderful coffee from the national chain that's next door, because my normal bean juice place where I get the dirty bean juice from the gas station has been closed now for weeks because they're remodeling it. So I had to go get the Bucks of the Star coffee. But yeah, and then, you know, I had complete strangers picking through the detritus of my life, coming down to the open house for the auction that's happening on the Paul Delphi website, and it's on Thursday. So it was just interesting. It was just very little surreal. I don't think it was cathartic. It was just surreal. So yeah, so now that work, a lot of people are still in the bar top. I'm like, okay, well, good luck getting it apart. I built it, and I don't know if you know what I do sometimes. When I build stuff, I can be a little obsessive about it. And I built that to withstand, you know, barroom brawls, just in case, because it's not going anywhere. So yeah, that's going to require a little bit of thought to reverse engineer it apart. I took a car jack, like the big ones. I put a bar underneath it and put it on the edge and wedged it, and it did not budge. I mean, I did not get it to pop up. So, whoops. I mean, come on. I bolted it down. I screwed it down. I glued it down. It is not going anywhere. So whoever gets that, good luck. Good luck cutting that apart. I'll assist, but it's not going to be for free. Chainsaw in hand. I don't know how I'll do it, actually. I'll have to figure out something. Hi, Todd. Howdy ho. So yeah, it'll be something. So yes, it was just a little strange. You know, like I said, complete strangers kind of filtering through the detritus of my life. I said to a couple people, I've said it before, now I know why parents just leave their houses the way they are when they die to their kids to deal with. Because, yeah, no one wants to do that. No one wants to see the people pick. I'll give you a buck. It's like, but. Yeah, I don't know. Just strange. It's such a strange existence. It's so weird. This has been the weirdest couple of years of my life. I mean, I've had some weird years, don't get me wrong, but it's just been so strange. This has just been a very bizarre sort of, happenstance. I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of it all. I just take it one day at a time at this point, and, grateful to be still standing here and, having my hair in my teeth. Talk about some rock and roll. All right, let's move on. We'll talk about some rock and roll. I got a little bit of rock and roll for tonight. I'm going to pay close. I did turn the heater off so it won't make noise, but I did forget to turn it on last night. So I woke up and the house was like 50 something. So I slept really well. And they're going to get up at like 7 o'clock this morning. It was freezing. I'm like, whoops. So I'll have to remember that when I go upstairs. Turn off when I come downstairs, turn on when I go upstairs. on. That's the key. All right. So, 1965, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen, hello, the Queen, she decrees the Beatles, making them members of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, members of the British Empire, which I'm not sure what that bestows upon somebody. I guess a bunch of people that got it have returned it. But John Lennon, who supposedly smoked pot in Buckingham Palace before it because he was so nervous, he got high in one of the bathrooms. When asked about the MBE, said that, well, most of those people got the order of the MBE for killing people. He goes, we got it for being rock stars. So we had to do harder work. Well, of course, John Lennon did. What are you going to say, right? 1972, Ringo Starr and music star Lulu both appear together in non-speaking cameo roles in, what the hell was that? Monty Python's Flying Circus, as something giant just flew past me. Wow, I don't know what that is. Is it a bee or something? All right, if it flies past me again, I'm going to have to bust out some sort of a weapon here to protect. Oh, look at this. I've got a crazy net right here. I didn't even realize that. All right. Some sort of handmade net I've created. Look at this, like an old piece of aluminum. That's from a tent. That's from like one of the pop-up tents that I've had over the years that broke. But yeah, it's got some sort of net. All right. Well, if whatever that is comes flying back, I'm gonna net it. So, all right. If you see me frantically swinging this thing around, see, I have to just crap everywhere. I was just right there. So, like if you can see, it's next to, crutches, a cue stick with a ball attached to it that's really short for, like, if you're like in a weird location so you can play pool. Whoa, what is that thing? Man, it's buzzing. Okay, wow, I'm going to have to see if I can snag this thing. It might be a big bee. I don't know. All right. Now it makes buzzy noises and come near my head again. I'm going to totally swing at it. Whoa, there it is. Sorry. Oh, Jesus. Did I get it? No. I hear it, though. Oh. All right. Okay. I think it's a bee. I think it's a giant bee that got down here. All right, well, if it comes back flying at my head again, I'm going to keep this thing in one hand. Sorry. I did not plan on having a giant bee flying in the studio / basement / whatever. 1981, Queen and David Bowie release their serendipitous collaboration single, Under Pressure. Yeah, I didn't look and see what it did, where it ranked or anything. That was it. I kind of buzzed through some stuff tonight. I was tired and I kind of was just, I didn't listen to music tonight though. I just wasn't in the mood. I was really sleepy. I got up way too early. Like I said, I got up at like 7 this morning, and then it was just kind of a surreal day. Sat in the sun. That was really nice though. Sat outside with a couple of friends, different friends today, and that was the best part of my day. Just sitting outside in the sun. 1984, of course, 1984. The futuristic, apocalyptic, coming to a city near you movie, The Terminator, was released today. James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Linda Hamilton. The Terminator, yes. Skynet. And now we've got Anduril here in Columbus that's going to make autonomous weapons. Right. Why does this seem like that's such a bad idea? We're going to go ahead and make exactly the stuff that you saw in Terminator, but it won't get crazy and kill us. That part we're not going to have happen. Okay, let us see how that turns out for us. 2018, Sinead O'Connor renounces Catholicism and tells us that she is going to the Islam. Okay, Sinead. Well, she didn't like the Catholics. She tore up the picture of the Pope, and she had a thing for that. She was definitely not a Catholic fan. Um, what can you say? Sinead. 2017. Couple of questions. The National Party of New Zealand. New Zealand National Party. Okay. I mean, they're not even on a map sometimes because you look, it's like New Zealand not on the map. They skip it. But anyway, the National Party of New Zealand is found guilty of breaking the copyright of rapper Eminem. Okay. So the publisher sued them, I guess, and they were ordered to pay $413,000 in damages for the use of their song Eminem-esque. Okay, like, what is the New Zealand courts that did this? Like, I'm just confused by all of it. I tried to find more information and couldn't really find it, but all right, I guess that, sure, New Zealand National Party. 1958, we're just going to go, like I said, sideways tonight, as always. Bill Haley and the Comets played the first rock and roll concert in Germany. Over 7,000 rock and roll fans turned the show into a riot. A lot of riots happened early on with shows. I guess people weren't used to all this rock and roll excitement and just decided to just tear shit up. I mean, you don't hear about too many riots these days at shows. I guess because we're used to it. Security's better. I don't know what, but man, the Stones riot, Bill Haley and the Comets riot, the Beatles riot. All right, maybe they use the term loosely, but I don't know. When there's 158 arrests at a show, that's kind of a riot, I guess. When you have triple-digit arrests, those are riots. Speaking of the Rolling Stones, 1962, the Rollin', Rollin', Rollin' Stones, at the time was Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, Brian Jones, pianist Ian Stewart, and drummer Jay Chapman record the first demo tape at Curly Clayton Studios in Highsborough, London. So I guess that was the first demo ever recorded by the Stones. They did Jimmy Reed's Close Together, Bo Diddley's You Can't Judge a Book by Its Cover, and Muddy Waters' Soon Forgotten. So they covered 3 songs, and that was what they did as the Stones. Seems to have worked out for them okay. 1968, the San Francisco Pop Festival in Alameda County Fairgrounds happens. It has the Animals, Procol Harum, Iron Butterfly, Jose Feliciano, Deep Purple, CCR, Canned Heat, all performed. Not a bad lineup. I would have gone and seen that had I known it was there, but I wasn't really doing much in 1968, nor was I in San Francisco in 1968. 1970, a wake was held for Janis Joplin at Lion's Share, San Anselmo, California, to celebrate the life of Janis Joplin. Apparently, she left a fund in her will for $2,500 in case of her untimely demise. I don't know. I don't know if you want to do that. That might be a little bit of manifestation. Not going to leave money for my untimely demise because I don't want to be untimely demised. And we have someone untimely demised. She died of an accidental overdose. Accidental drug overdose. I guess unless you kill yourself on purpose, like it's suicide, then it's an intentional drug overdose. But if you're dumb and you get really high and fucked up, I mean, that's accidental. Is it death by misadventure, though? That's what I want to know. Is it death by misadventure? Anyway, the party was attended by her sister Laura and other close friends. She was cremated, and her ashes were flown by plane, because otherwise I don't know how you would fly it. But her ashes were flown by plane and sprinkled over Stinson Beach and the Pacific Ocean. Okay, sure, why not? 1979, AC/DC opened at the Mayfair Castle Mayfair, Newcastle, upon Tyne, England. I saw this the other day, upon Tyne, England. I was like, is that a, but no, I guess that's what it is. It's Mayfair, Newcastle, upon, like small upon, Tyne, Tyne, England. I guess that's, one of these weird English names. I don't know. They're supported by Def Leppard. The bands were booked to appear the night before, but after a fire at the venue and that afternoon, the show was canceled. I mean, all right, fire at the venue, you got to postpone the show and cancel it, apparently. This one was kind of interesting. I don't recall this, but then I guess I did. I went and read the whole thing, the entire thing, and I guess I kind of remember a little bit. But 19-year-old John McCullum killed himself with a 22 caliber handgun after listening all day to Ozzy Osbourne. His parents, a year later, sued Ozzy and CBS Records for basically the untimely death of their son, basically blaming the song Suicide Solution from the album Blizzard of Oz. I didn't listen to that tonight. I was going to, but I just didn't put music on tonight. For some reason, I listened to no music. I just really couldn't focus. I was like, oh no, I can't focus. My concentration's off. Probably too much coffee and lack of sleep. That's all I could figure. Eventually, the case was thrown out of court, much to the dismay of the McCullums. But it did stir a lot of. There was a lot of questions it brought up about the whole. Are bands responsible for the lyrics of inciting people, and other things came up. It was a whole thing. So, 1985, Whitney Houston. #1 U.S. UK single, blah, blah. There you go. 1991, rock and roll legendary promoter Bill Graham is killed alongside his girlfriend and the pilot when the helicopter they're flying in near Vallejo, California strikes a utility tower, bursting into flames, exploding, and then the wreckage dangling for hours on the utility tower. That's crazy. Bill Graham, he's the one who created the Fillmore East in New York and the Fillmore West in San Francisco. He was also very instrumental, they said, in the launching of the careers and promotion and success of The Who, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, the band, Bob Dylan, Jay Giles, Allman Brothers, and the Rolling Stones, all helping these bands, promoting them on the East Coast and the West Coast at his venues. And then doing Billy Graham Live and a bunch of other things that he did, TV shows and everything else to help promote bands, music, and, bringing these guys to success. So, Bill Graham on this day, October the 26th, 1991. This one I found to be interesting. 1993, Catholic churches in San Juan, Puerto Rico ask residents to tie black ribbons around trees in protest against Madonna's first live concert in that country. Okay, Madonna the Antichrist? I don't know. It's just, sure. I guess they weren't happy with her. I don't know what Madonna did in 1993 that pissed off Catholics so much, but I guess just being Madonna at that point. 1996, the Spice Girls, #1 single, blah, blah. Yep. 2004, Dead Celebrity Finances. Elvis is King in 2004 with a $40 million take. John Lennon at $21 million. George Harrison at $7 million. Bob Marley tied at $7 million. And George and Ira Gershwin at $6 million. Jumping to 2010 Dead Celebrity earnings, we went some big jumps there. MJ overtook Elvis at $275 million. Elvis reigning at $60 million and John Lennon at $17 million. So, it pays to be a dead rock star, apparently, for your estate. So, I don't know. Hook your wagon up to the dead rock stars, or, before they're dead, but then when they're dead. All right, whoa, big thing flying. That is a bee. Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Back off. I'm not sure how a bee got my basement. I'm going to totally break something. I know it. Wait, is it over there? Did not catch it, but I pissed it off. Where? How the hell did this thing get in here? It is a big-ass bee. All right, you just stay up there. Stop buzzing, man. It's definitely oh, shit. If I don't hit one of the cameras, I'll be amazed. All right. Sorry, I just don't want to get this thing and come smashing in my face. Wow, man. 2004, Apple launched the special edition iPod as part of the partnership with Apple Music, U2, and UMG, Universal Music Group. The new iPod, U2 edition, held up to 5,000 songs, had a special red custom engraved U2 member's signature, and it had the click wheel, a custom click wheel. The iPod was introduced as part of the release of the new albums, How to Disassemble an Atomic Bomb. Now, this was also the album that was put onto people's phones preloaded. Everyone was like, get this the hell off. And they didn't make it easy to take off, so it pissed, damn it. See, I was distracted by the stupid bee, and I did not pay enough attention, and I had pilot error. So the bee's flying around here somewhere. I knocked something down, so hopefully I won't get... And I'm not afraid of bees. It's just that it's really big, and I don't know how it got into my basement. Or at this time of year. Or at night. Everything. Like, it's 11 o'clock at night. What are you doing? Go to bed. Are you supposed to be sleeping? Bees sleep at night, don't they? I'm just confused by all of this. 2007, rapper T.I. was released on a $3 million bail in Atlanta, Georgia. Apparently, good old T.I. was found with unlicensed guns, unlicensed machine guns, silencers for said machine guns. I was like, whoa, what's this guy starting here? You know, he's going to be the next John Gotti? I don't know. Anyway, he was, this is just like, really? He was remanded to house arrest. His house. And he paid for the private security firm guarding him in his house. I was like, isn't that a conflict of interest? Yeah, I'll pay for the security. I'll stay in my house. I'll be fine. He was electronically monitored as well. But, I mean, so under house arrest for the people that you pay, they're just letting anybody in they want, right? Oh, I'm going to bring a party in here. Sure, whatever, man. You're the boss. You can't leave when you can bring everybody in. So I don't know. I guess I just find that to be a little bit of a conflict. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not. But it seems like that's a conflict, isn't it? If you're paying for the people to protect you. There was something like that I saw when it came to like Narcos. And, one of the Colombian cartels, they basically, yeah, we'll go to prison. We'll pay for it. We'll pay for our prison. And so we pay the guards. So, we're smuggling wives and girlfriends and everything in. Who cares? Because they're paying the guards. So, I don't know. That just seems a little bit of a conflict to me. What can I say? 2007, 1,730 guitarists played the immortal Bob Dylan classic Knocking on Heaven's Door in a bid to break the Guinness Book of World Records in the state of something. The bee is an issue. You can see the bee. It's the half dozen huge spiders you can't see is the problem. Oh, that's true. Actually, I do see the giant spiders. There are in the basement. Trust me. Occasionally I'll see like a big wolf spider or something. I'm like, Or like I'll lift up something because they seem to like to hide under things. Yeah, no, there's lots of spiders down here. But they're not in my face, so I'm not worried about them. Occasionally, like I said, I'll see them on the floor now that I'm looking. When I move things, yeah, there's definitely spiders down here. Thanks, Todd. Thanks for that so much. Anyway, 1,730 guitarists played the immortal Bob Dylan song Knocking on Heaven's Door in a bid to break the Guinness Book of World Records. It was currently being held by a guitar assembly in Kansas City where 1,683 guitarists played Deep Purple's Smoke on the Water. Well, I looked and checked it out. I went to Guinness Book of World Records. Actually, the record has in fact was set by those guys playing the immortal Bob Dylan song, but it didn't hold up very long because, ready for this one then, not to be outdone, on May 1st in 2009, 6,346 guitarists played a piece of music in Wrocław, Poland. And to top it off, Steve Morris of Deep Purple was among the world record attemptee setters. So I don't know if they played Deep Purple. I couldn't find what song they played, but they did in fact kick some serious ass by doing from instead of 1,600, they went to 6,000. So that may not have been beaten for a while because that is the current Guinness Book of World Records. So if you want to break a world record, we just need to go ahead and assemble 6,347 people with guitars to all play the same piece of music at once. I'm sure that'll be easy. We're all so united these days. Everybody, let's get together. Play a song. Kumbaya. No, not happening. Woo. Okay. Talking about losing your shit. Former Culture Club vocalist Boy George stunned a London audience on this evening in 2010 after reportedly flying into a rage while on stage. He tossed a drink on a woman who was loudly talking near the front row. And before emptying his glass of drink on this woman's head, George was heard saying, "Why don't you shut the fuck up, you rude cunt?" Boy, George, what up with that? Damn, just... I mean, I've told this story before of Tori Amos. When we were doing a live broadcast years ago at the Newport Music Hall, Tori Amos was there. And this is when we had to have like huge amounts of equipment to do anything like that. So we had to hire a professional company to come in, and they had to set up these ISDN lines, and they had to bring a mixing board to mix the sound for live broadcast, because what you're going to get through the speakers isn't going to work what's going to go through the radio. So we had set up this whole thing, and my boss at the time, and I was like the promotions assistant. You know, I was like the young, fresh-faced kid, like, this is great. We're backstage hanging out with Tori Amos, blah, 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 blah. And it was a sold-out show at the Newport Music Hall, and they weren't supposed to be serving drinks or anything because she wanted it quiet with her piano up there and everything. And the broadcast is happening live, and someone, I don't know, knocks a beer bottle over or something, it like clinks on the floor. And, you know, a little noise happens. She stops. She stops and she goes, ah. She goes, "You are the rudest audience I have ever," and sort of went into this, like, you know, scolding. And we're sitting outside at the moment, like right where the thing is. And my boss at the time was like, I'm like, turn it off. I'm like, turn it the fuck off. I'm like, just cut the feed and go to a song or something while she's scolding the audience so it's not going live over the air. My boss was like, what do we do? I was just like, take control. I'm like, just do this. Jesus, really? Because it was enough of a delay that it wouldn't, you know, be live for what was going out. So I think we got most of it. Just sort of like as the bottle clinked, it stopped, and it was like, cut the commercial. But yes, she did not pour a drink on anybody and just called them rude and stuff, and then went back to playing. But all right, Boy George, you go. All right, now this one has to be drinking may be involved. I'm just saying. Aerosmith was forced to delay a concert in South America after Steven Tyler apparently fell in his hotel bathroom. Tyler suffered cuts on his face and lost 2 teeth. How hard do you have to? I mean, what did you hit that you covered? He required stitches and emergency dental work. Like, okay, the gig was postponed for 24 hours. Like, you got to seriously hit the ground or hit something to knock a couple of teeth out and to cut your face. So, I don't know, you slipped in the bathroom, or were you high as a kite and you slipped in the bathroom? I'm just wondering. That's my personal question for it. Because I know that when I've slipped before, like I fell not too long ago, I tripped over my shoelaces. I know, stupid me. And I crashed to the ground like a tree falling. I had enough wherewithal to get my sort of hands there, even though I was hitting the ground pretty fast and hard. And, you know, got to protect the moneymaker. So, but, you know, I have definitely had the occasion where I may have face planted, not with the reaction time of sobriety. And the injuries were a little more substantial, you know, bunking my head, face, and whatever else. So I'm just wondering, you know, how that circumstance arose. All right. I mentioned it before, so here it is. 2011, the coroner inquest into the death of Amy Winehouse. The coroner reached a verdict of misadventure. That's a real thing. Amy Winehouse died by death by misadventure. That's actually what it says. The report included that at the time of her untimely demise, her blood alcohol content was 416 milligrams per deciliter, which is basically about 5 times plus what the legal driving limit is. The coroner further stated that the unintended consequences of such potentially fatal level was her sudden death. Death by misadventure. So it's an actual thing. So, you know, if you have to have something on your death report, it should be death by misadventure, meaning that she didn't do it on purpose. But because she put herself in such a situation of having a blood alcohol content of that level, it's what created her sudden death. It was a misadventure, not a drug overdose. Misadventure. I like that so much better. How did you die? Oh, a heroin misadventure. Death by misadventure, as opposed to death by heroin overdose. I think that's what coroners should put for all rock stars that die of whatever. Misadventure. That's my thing. Slipped and fell, drinking drugs, all of the above. Yes. Todd Snyder did something like that. Ludless. The guy was talking to her songs and he stopped singing. Did he? I don't remember that. I don't remember that one. That may have been me involved in drinking at the time. But okay, I can see that. Todd Snyder was an interesting cat. Yeah, I mean, I've seen rock stars do that. But yeah, apparently yelling at the audience. I mean, oops. So yes, death by misadventure. 2015, Justin Bieber, One Direction, Taylor Swift, blah, blah, blah. See? I mention them, don't care about them. And lastly, on the before birth and death list, an olive green Manhattan brand acrylic and mohair cardigan became the most expensive auction item sweater sold ever. $350,000 went for this sweater. It was the one worn by Kurt Cobain during the very famous MTV Unplugged sessions. That's a lot of money for a sweater. 350 grand for a sweater. I've talked about this before. I'm not a big collector of stuff. The stuff I collect is usually sort of handed to me. I don't really buy collectible things, but wow, that's a lot. 350,000 for a sweater. I mean, hopefully the moths don't eat it, kind of thing, you know? On the same note, $353,000 is what went his Fender guitar, custom Fender guitar built in 1993 for Kurt Cobain that he used when he went on tour for the In Utero tour. So, I mean, Guitar, $350,000, or a sweater for $350,000? It seems like a lot for either. I mean, again, you can hang it on your wall. I mean, I've had things hanging on the walls, but apparently people are going to be buying them the next couple of days. Born on this day, Jackie Coogan. He was Uncle Fester on the Addams Family. I guess he did other stuff. I didn't know who he was. Jacqueline Smith of Charlie's Angels is 80 today. Happy birthday to Jacqueline Smith. Pat Sajak, Wheel of Fortune, 79 today. Seth MacFarlane of Family Guy and all that silliness. He is 52 today. And John Heder, Napoleon Dynamite himself, birthday today. Musically, we've got Bootsy Collins of the P-Funk All-Stars, born on today, and he's from Cincinnati, Ohio. And Julian Keith Strickland of the B-52s, as well as Natalie Merchant, 10,000 Maniacs, all on birthdays today. Good rock star birthday. I only found one person that was worthy of the denotation of passing today, and that was John King, the drummer of the Steve Miller Band. I like Steve Miller Band. Just like Boston. Boston was a great band. I think everyone has that Boston with, it looks like a mushroom on the front of the cover. I think that was like their first one. No, I'm sorry, I wasn't drinking. I was just misadventuring. Exactly. That's exactly, I wonder if you could use that excuse to get pulled over, right? You know, I've thought about, jokingly, I've thought about it getting, next time if I do, when eventually do you get pulled over? Do you joke and say, I'm a sovereign citizen? And they're like, no, I'm just kidding. Does it put the cop in a good mood because you kind of lighten the mood? Or does he shoot you on sight when you tell him that part that, you know, I'm a sovereign citizen, I'm not going to give you anything? I'm just wondering. I'm curious as to the reaction of the cop. If he's going to take a joke, be like, oh, okay, I thought you were going to be one of them. No, I'm kidding. I thought I'd just break the ice. You know, sorry. What did I do wrong, officer? You know, is it going to make him smile and kind of be less serious? Or is it going to beat you with a nightstick? I'm just wondering. Same thing with misadventure, you know. I was just misadventuring, Your Honor. Right. See how that works out for you. You let me know how that works out, Todd. I'm going to probably not do that one. With my luck, it would be bad. The end result would not be good. Just saying. I know how that might work out for me. I've seen this story before. I've seen this line of questioning before. I've been down this road before. None of it works out well. None of it works out well. My judge interactions and my court and police interactions have all been negative throughout the years. Let's put it that way. I have not found it to be in my favor. I believe it is courts, double digits, Randy, 0. So weighing that, I'm going to look at it and go, no, my batting average is, you know, I'm batting 1,000 in the negatives. So I'm thinking, no, I probably won't do this. While it sounds like fun, I probably will not say misadventure, nor tell the cop I'm a sovereign citizen. Okay, that bee is still buzzing. I'm just going to leave him down here. I'm not going to catch him. Apparently, man, I'm not going to catch him. I'm not going to attempt to catch him, but I'm not going to catch him either because I apparently cannot. There's just wires in the way, and like I said, I'm going to wind up hitting one of the cameras. Yeah, you just stay over there, Big B. Just, why are you in my house? Don't ask me. I have no idea. So tomorrow's Monday, the work week once again for everybody. Good luck with that. The auction's happening. Oh, this is still a thing, you know. Me, right? Don't forget, hit like. I see no likes tonight. Everybody hates me. I get it. Yeah, likes, that guy, so forth and so on. I manifested something today. So I have years ago, none of you have seen this. I'm betting. And I don't know if I can release it. Maybe I will. But I made a sizzle reel, a professional sizzle reel, shot, edited, and we presented this to a couple of production companies. Drove down to Tennessee and presented it. And this is for a reality TV show, Life on Air, about the radio station. And I had a copy of my hand today. I'm like, I'm thinking like, should I post this and like let people watch this on one of these nights? And there's legal precedent. Yes. And so I was holding it. I was thinking like, the guy who shot it, his name is Mark Livens, along with Coyote Peterson. So if you ever know the guys from Brave Wilderness, I don't know, they got 20, 30 million subscribers on YouTube. That makes lots of money, just so you know. When you have that many subscribers, you make a lot of money. But anyway, they're the ones who shot, created, and helped me make this thing. Clearly, I did not succeed where they did. But I was holding my hand and thinking about Mark, and then I looked and I had a text from him saying, hey, I'm coming back to town, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow. I'm like, yes, we definitely going to hang out. So I'll see him. So who knows what will happen. He's a really good cat, smart, successful at this point. And, hey, I need a little bit of that to rub off on me. Like the Buddha, rub his little belly. Anyway, enough about me. I'm going to go watch The Diplomat. That's what I started binging. It's interesting. It's pretty good. Seems good so far. It's pretty intriguing. That's what I'll binge. Then I'll get up tomorrow and go do this all again. So yeah, the auction is the Paul Delphi stuff. There's hundreds of items up there from hot dog makers and, radio station stuff. There will be some more things. I've got to pull down I've got some stuff that's going to go up. From the studios, I found some things that I'm just, I'm like, because there's just so much of it. There's just literally piles of things. I sorted for about 4 hours today. I'm just trying to find some things that are just like, I don't know I'll do this anymore. When we broadcast live from Lollapalooza, we have like these little things that says, the radio station, and we were in Ireland at Jameson, and just stuff, just, memorabilia things. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so greatly. Grateful. That's all I can be these days. So I'm grateful you're here. I'm grateful the bee didn't sting me. I'm grateful I didn't see a spider. Thanks so much, Todd. I appreciate that so much. And I'm appreciative and grateful for you, my friends. So thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Have an awesome Monday. I look forward to tomorrow. And I don't know. At some point, I have to get a break. So I will try and be creative and think of something new to change up once that happens. Maybe that'll be Tuesday. Who knows? Till then, we will fade to black. There is legal presence. Enjoy your show. Later, my good man. Bye, Todd. Bye, Todd. And to everyone else, and everyone else, and everyone else, and everyone else.